Everyone thinks Nintendo created Pokemon, but that's not even close to the truth. Game Freak was built by two guys tired of the same boring arcade games. Back in 1983, Satoshi Tajiri was just a college student obsessed with arcade games who started writing his own tips magazine called Game Freak. Now, this wasn't some professional publication. He literally hand wrote and stapled these together himself and sold them for 200 yen in specialty stores. But here's what nobody's talking about. His best-selling issue actually moved over 10,000 copies, and this was pre-internet, pre-social media. And because of this magazine, that's when a talented artist named Ken Sugimori reached out after reading the magazine and offered to illustrate for him. And who would have thought that two people meeting through a DIY magazine would go on to create Pokemon together? Tajiri and Sugimori were constantly frustrated with how similar arcade games were, constantly discussing what they do differently if given the chance. So stop thinking that Nintendo discovered Pokemon. Game Freak transformed from a fan magazine into a legitimate game studio because these guys were tired of criticizing games and wanted to make their own. The craziest part is that before Pokemon, they had to develop smaller games like Yoshi and Mario and Wario just to keep the lights on. Their tiny office was more like a college club than a company. Developers would sleep on the floor after working through the night. Did you know that only 9 people worked on the original Pokemon games? They'd come and go whenever they'd want, basically zero corporate structure. Tajiri's childhood obsession with collecting bugs became the foundation for Pokemon. As his neighborhood transformed from forests and rivers into concrete buildings, he wanted to recreate that sense of exploration and discovery for a new generation of kids who couldn't experience it firsthand.